So
I have a
it was, but Elisha's
voice.
lips were moving. Elisha's lips were moving, and you were talking. So
we're streaming live now, Marcus. So
it's okay. I can tell now. I've got everyone. It's fine. So Elena, can you tell us something about the film and the inspiration and how it came to be?
Well, it was actually a commission. I'm working at a sound and animation studio in Bucharest. I was working, now I'm working from home, still for them. And we were approached with an idea and a story. Pretty much the man who wrote a novel about Vlad Dracula, he's also a historian. He's very passionate about Vlad Țepeș, as we call him in Romanian. And he's dedicated much of his life to studying the historical truth. He went to Vatican and researched through the archives. He went to Turkey, to Istanbul, and wherever there were parts connected to Vlad that he could research into, he went there. He's really, really passionate about him. And this year, he was part of a project. They just opened the first museum in Romania that's solely dedicated to Vlad Dracula. We didn't have such a museum until this year. He was part of other museums. There were documents about him, but there was no such place exclusively dedicated to him. And he wanted for this museum to have a story about him that would show one of the pinnacles of Vlad's life, which was the night attack. And he came to us, he came with his story. He showed us what he told us what he wanted to have, a short of about 5 minutes or so. And he said, if we can make it in 7 months. And he said, and I said, do you know how animations are made? You know how much they take? And so I said, no, I don't know, but can you do it? And I'm really passionate about history myself. And otherwise I probably wouldn't have gotten into this adventure. And he said, okay, I'll try to see what I can do in 7 months. And I said, send me the story, send me your screenplay. I'll see how it looks. I'll try to estimate what I'll be needing to draw, and we'll see. And he sent me the screenplay, and it was really complex. He had huge, battle scenes and people and doing this and that. And I talked to him and I said, I'll have to make some adjustments. I'll have to somehow make it doable in 7 months. And he was okay with it. He was really, really good to work with. He sent me research materials. I did some, pretty much the pre-production stage was rushed in a month. So I had to really nail down the character design, the background design, and to go forward with the production as fast as we could. And so the production time, the actual animating part, was I think about 3 months or 4 months, something like that. And then we had to do a bit of post-production. We had to come up with the soundtrack really fast, but fortunately we managed to make something that is watchable in that short amount of time. And yeah, we were really happy, and they were really happy. We had a small budget. They did pay us for the work, but it didn't quite cover everything. So my boss, our director, he said, no, we will contribute with the rest of the money. And yeah, this is how it came to be. And we are really, really happy with it. And everyone at my studio got involved throughout the production phase. I had my friend from our colleague, my friend from the sound department, who really worked fast to do the recordings, the voices and everything. And yeah, we somehow managed to do it.
Good.
How did you celebrate? Did you just go to sleep?
Yeah.
I got a week off of work because the final month, the last month of work, I took work at home and I worked nonstop. I was going out 1 day a week to get supplies of food and water, and then I would come back and work. and we had it finished, and my boss said, you can take as much time off as you need. And but then unfortunately, when we finished, it was February, and mid-February, something like that. And then only 2 weeks after, the pandemic started, and we couldn't really, you know, make a huge celebration or have people come over. But
I will say, when you said, he said, can you knock it together in 7 months? All the other animators kind of giggled, and there was this moment where everybody went, yeah, that sounds typical.
Well, give us an idea. Well, just last year, we never got a chance to talk to you about Little Hero, which was one of yours. Fantastic animation that won Best in Animation last year. And it was it's the artwork, I think, that was also commented on for that, and also for this, people commenting on the video saying, I would hang any one of those frames on my wall. And I think that's sort of that is true. They're so amazing, and your graphic books and that you're involved with as well, they all seem to have a good purpose behind them as well. So I'm really pleased with that. Thank you for letting us show it.
And we're gonna show the film now, and then we'll just have a little chat about it, and then move on to the next one. So I like a bit of Dracula, I must admit. What do you guys think of it, Jan? What do you make of it? What did you think of that?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah. All right. I really love the story, and I think this background and the painting is so good. I really love like painting.
Yeah, there's some nice artwork there, wasn't there? And your voiceover guy, what a voice!
He's my boss, actually. He's a voice actor.
Wow.
So he's really good at doing that.
Yeah. Elisha, but did you enjoy that?
I did, yeah, I agree with you, and I think the backgrounds were done really beautifully, and I love the still painted images, you know, with all the lighting and everything. I think it looked really, really nice. Yeah, and also the voice acting too. The little kids are so cute.
The kids, one of the kids is actually my boss's kid. So my boss has 4 kids. He's got 2 little ones, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, and 2 teenagers, and they all do voices, so they're really good at doing that.
Wow. Yeah, they did a really good job.
Dead. Eh?
Sorry?
I said, who said nepotism's dead?
Yeah.
Keeping the family. So brilliant. And two,
it's a lot cheaper that way, isn't it? When they're on a tight budget.
Did you enjoy that too?
I love the animation. It's really remind me of those cartoons, because I come from Vietnam, and they used to play these European style animation, and it kind of really remind me of that. So I love the style and aesthetic, and I'm very impressed that you did all of that by yourself. Plus for the team. So yeah, actually, it's very good.
Thank you so much. With the Little Hero, I had a bit of practice because I had to do that all by myself as well. So I kind of knew how much it would take me to animate, how much it would take me to do colors. And the fact that I did the part with Dracula, I did it with still images, was because I didn't have enough time to animate it. Otherwise, I would have animated the whole thing. Only if they have given me like 4 more months, I could have done that with animation as well. But that's why I had to. But in the end, when you look at it, I said it makes sense because it's a story, so you at least you can have 2 different narrative backgrounds. So you have like the real time with Stephen the Great, and then you have.
I think it worked. It did work. It was really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it reminded me of like almost like a storybook, you know, but combined with animation. So that was nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could clearly see the DNA with Little Hero. There's certainly the artistic DNA, but you would never confuse the two if you saw them side by side. They're completely different. It's very, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So okay, then. Well, shall we move on to the next film? So this one is Elisha C Major. So do you want to tell us a bit about this film? What inspired you and everything?
Yeah, sure. So it's not my film really, it's our whole group. We did it for our 3rd year project at Sheridan. We're all students right now at Sheridan College in Canada. And in 3rd year, we all have to do a little group film. and we chose a 3D one. But Sheridan actually teaches us to be more, like, they teach us more of the 2D stuff, so traditional animation, 2D rigged characters, but I think the people in our team all wanted to try out 3D, so that's why we made this little film, and it's about this little girl who doesn't want to play the piano, and so she's on this island living with her dad, and all she wants to do is go fishing, and her dad is like, no, you just stay inside, you have to play piano. And the original idea was with one of our other members, Eric, who came up with it, but it really changed over time, and as we went through pre-production and the story and all the different variations of the boards that we did. And yeah, in the end, we got this film. I don't know if Tu or Yoon, you guys want to add anything onto that?
Yeah, like we were more fortunate than Elena, I guess, because we have a group of 10 people, as Elisha said, and then we have the span of 8 months to complete it. And unfortunately, the last 2 months, the pandemic hit, so we have to all work at home. And since it's a 3D film, it's also a little bit difficult to render everything with our own computer. So we did struggle a little bit at the end to trying to get the film finished, but we able to pull it through. And like it's a group effort really, because everyone, despite this pandemic going through, then people still try to their best to do their job and finish the film. So I cannot ask for like a better group really. So yeah.
It must have been a challenge working, everybody working on different parts from different places and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was. We were all in Ontario, where our school was, and then suddenly within a week we had to like all leave, all be separated. We couldn't go to school. We couldn't use any of the computers, so we just kind of had to make do with what we have. And some people didn't even have a computer that they could use, so they're just sitting there like, man, I want to help, but I don't know how. But yeah, in the end, we managed to finish it.
So there's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? It's obviously if you're working on artistic sort of plates in the old days, you'd have to be there, you'd have to physically be together. Whereas with the computers, you can be anywhere in the world and collaborate, but you have to have the right computer for this kind of. It's very heavy graphic need, isn't it? So
the processing power for 3D is quite high, isn't it? So you need
sitting around waiting it to render all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, I remember. I think one of the scene, it took us the whole day to actually render that one scene, which is only on screen for like maybe 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And what was your role in this project then? Were you involved in this one as well?
Yeah. For us, I did a texture, and I think for the rendering time, it's really hard because our texture is very heavy, and we didn't expect that we need to render at home. So
yeah,
I remember at that time for one frame, it's almost about 17 to 30 minutes for one frame. So it's really hard for us rendering at home.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're at home, you can make yourself a cup of tea.
Yeah, watch Netflix or something while you wait. Yeah. We had to do it through like a VPN thing with the school and kind of access the school's computers remotely and then render it through there and then bring it back. And sometimes the Wi-Fi wouldn't be good and it would drop it and you have to re-render. So
it's funny.
Was a whole ordeal.
Yeah, it's funny because we always get the animation category always gets the most entries, and I think that's because from a production level, a person on their own with a good machine can make something at home. So for the amateur filmmaker, it's animation is ideal because you don't have to get actors, you don't have to go out, produce it and all the rest of it and get locations, etc. But I think people don't realize how much work actually goes into animation. I think that's why there was a chuckle from you guys when Elena said, they
7 months. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's 4 frames rendered. So shall we watch it?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this one. I liked all these 3, to be honest with you. So right, I'll mute you again, and then I'll share it up, and we'll have a watch.
I really love this film. It's so peaceful. Like after I watch it, it makes me feel all fuzzy inside. And I'm really curious to compare your experience as animation students to mine. So you all worked on this film. Is it like your graduation project, or is it a...
No, so this is our third year group film. We're all in fourth year now, and in fourth year we have to each do our individual films.
Oh, okay.
So we're all working on our thesis films right now.
Okay, because this is interesting. When I did my bachelor's and my master's, we weren't quite encouraged to work together as a group, so we had to do one-man show, you know. And I was wondering, how did you all work together? Did someone say you'll be the director, you'll be the storyboarder? How did you split the task between yourselves?
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, sure. So how it works is that we all get to pitch our ideas in front of class before. And then when we get together as a group, we vote for whose idea we like the most. And unanimously, most of us picked Eric's idea, who just this little girl who want to fish. And with that, and we all think it's very cute. Then later on, people find what their strengths and weaknesses is. So they choose what role they want to work on, and luckily, like it all worked well. We all work well together because like some of us want to do like the technical side, and some of us want to do lighting, and then texture and the art and all those stuff. So it's all spread out quite evenly, fortunately for us. So yeah.
Really
yeah. So us three, to me and Yoon, we were the production managers on the team. Mm-hmm. Usually there's one production manager, but we got lucky. We got really lucky with our group because sometimes, you know, some team members, they don't show up, or they, you know, they don't contribute. But our team was very good, and we managed to like make a really good film.
Were you naturally a circle of friends before, or did you sort of get thrown together to collaborate on this?
We got thrown together. Third year, we have this giant lecture with all the students, and the teacher kind of just reads off your name one by one as the groups go. So you just kind of get to find out in that class. Yeah. It was fun though. It was fun. Yeah.
Next year then, for the RATMA Film Festival, I'm expecting 1, 2, 3 different entries then.
Yeah.
Your own film, yeah.
We're gonna have to fight each other next year.
Yeah. We're gonna be competing next year. Could you ask Victor what inspired him to make this film then, please?
O que inspirou a gente a fazer esse filme, Victor?
A paixão pelo cinema, primeiramente.
Our passion for cinema, firstly.
Right, and obviously the style is quite old, as in, you know, Mickey Spillane style film. So what took him down that route to do such a kind of old style?
Ele perguntou o que levou a gente na rota de produzir filme no estilo tão antigo.
Então, a paixão pelo cinema que eu tenho. Já faz muitos anos que eu vejo filmes clássicos como o do Hitchcock, se puder ainda traduzindo assim.
His passion for movies goes a long way, and he's passionate about Hitchcock movies.
Okay.
E eu adoro o estilo noir desde mais novo e quis trabalhar nisso com uma animação.
He loves the noir style and wanted to work with it in animation.
Brilliant. Right. Okay. Well, shall we watch the film, and we can all have a chat about it after. If I'm right, there is a little bit of live action as well. It's an merger, which is very nice. So I'm going to mute everybody, and then we'll watch the film, and we'll come back and have a chat about it.
Dia 17 de outubro de 1954. São 9h37 da noite. Fui convocado para investigar um caso de assassinato de uma mulher. estava bebendo café. É o momento do dia que descanso um pouco. Esquentei a água por uns 10 minutos. Pois eu gosto de tomar o café bem quente. Não gosto de tomar o café em cafeteria, porque além de ter pouco açúcar, o café é morno. Encontrava-me sentado próximo à lareira, em uma cadeira de madeira. Os dias estão muito frios ultimamente. Bebericava meu café enquanto observava o fogo. Ele pode ser misterioso às vezes. Eu não entendo como algo tão quente pode sobreviver ao frio. Eu não esperava que alguém me ligasse naquele momento. Após me informarem do que discorria, peguei mais um casaco, me entrajei e saí de casa sem trancar a porta, pelo que me recordo. Entrei no carro. Meu parceiro estava dirigindo, não me recordo se ele disse algo, mas de mim não saiu nenhuma palavra. No caminho até o local do crime, me lembro de olhar para fora e todos me observarem, algo bastante incomum. Eu tentava entender o porquê ocorrera tal evento. Também sentia muito frio nas pernas, como se estivessem molhadas, o que não fazia o menor sentido. Chegamos no local do crime. Eu saio do carro e entro no edifício. Abro a porta. Entro em um corredor que me leva até um apartamento aberto. O número na porta era 17A. Esse número me era familiar. Quando entro, me deparo com o corpo, já sem vida, de uma jovem loira, esbelta, mas com a cabeça toda ensanguentada. Eu começo então a observar ao redor para ver se encontro alguma pista de quem possa ter cometido essa brutalidade. Olho no chão e vejo o revólver utilizado para realizar o disparo. Continuo a fitar o ambiente e vejo sobre a mesa uma mala, mas não dei muita ênfase. No chão havia também um retrato quebrado, onde só consegui ver o rosto desta bela moça, que agora está estendida no chão, desprovida de vida. A principal pista de quem era é o retrato do casal. Mas não consigo enxergar o rosto do homem, pois estava todo rasgado. Eu direciono meu olhar para minhas mãos e, sem um motivo aparente, elas estão cheias de sangue. Eu fico um pouco intrigado, mas ainda estou calmo. Quando ergo minha cabeça, estou de frente para o delegado em sua sala. O mesmo ficou me encarando por alguns instantes, sem dizer absolutamente nada. Eu, sem entender o que estava acontecendo, permaneci olhando para ele, também sem proferir nenhuma palavra.
Acabou.
No mesmo momento, lembrei de tudo que ocorreu. Essa palavra, essa maldita palavra, foi o que causou tudo isso. Naquela mesma tarde eu tinha chego em casa, afadigado do trabalho. Ela me recebeu com um abraço forte, como se estivesse despedindo. Eu olhei sorrindo para ela e ela quase chorando para mim. No mesmo instante, perdi o meu sorriso. Ela se afastou. Olhou para mim e começou a contar uma história. Eu não me recordo como era. Eu direcionei meu olhar para a mesa e havia uma mala sobre a mesma. Olhei para ela. Estava de costas, vestindo um agasalho. Eu agarrei meu revólver. Há anos não segurava uma arma com tal nervosismo. Estava com a mão trêmula. Ela estava se virando quando disse:
acabou.
Eu apontei a arma na direção ao seu rosto e disparei! A larguei no chão. Fui até o corpo dela e abracei. Eu não vou te machucar. Não de novo. Eu disse para ela em meus braços. Fiquei um certo tempo ali. Me levantei com a roupa e as mãos encharcadas de sangue. Peguei uma chaleira e coloquei água para esquentar. Irei fazer meu café, afinal. Esse era o único momento do dia que tenho um pouco de descanso. Acendi o fogo, pois o dia estava muito frio. Me sentei na cadeira do lado da lareira.
I like those credits. I like the credits. They're brilliant. They're really good.
Character.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Until you actually meet the filmmakers, you don't realize they're caricatures.
No, that's good. Only meeting you, I've realized that now.
I love the story. I love the twist, and the thing that I loved in that was the little tips, the hints you're given. Like when he's walking down the corridor, the police sign comes up, and you're given all these little kind of hints that there's something not quite right. I thought it was very good, very good.
Thank you. Very deep.
Did you understand that, Victor? I'm sorry if I spoke too fast. Yeah. Okay. So right. You didn't understand, Emmanuel. You need to be translating. Hang on, you're on mute. Emmanuel, you're muted. There you go.
Sorry. Ele estava falando sobre os pequenos easter eggs que a gente deixou, sobre como as coisas não estavam certas na história do twist no final. E também que ele gostou dos créditos.
Fala para ele que eu agradeço muito e que tudo isso foi pensado, que mesmo a gente sendo um trabalho universitário, a gente pensou em vários detalhes para essa animação.
He said thank you, and that everything that we did was thought about, even if it is a school work, university work. We tried to work with the details to make it look good and for the story to sound quite right, and yet to not be a lot of explanation or boorish.
Yeah, it's good. Any of you guys got any feedback?
I think it was really interesting. The same thing that you said, giving little hints. When I first watched it, I had it in my head an idea what going to happen? Where is everything leading to? And then at the end, it was quite shocking, especially that it's quite graphic, the way that he kills her. It really takes you by surprise. And I was wondering, but I suppose it's part of the story, why she wanted to leave. Maybe you didn't want to put that in the story. Maybe you wanted people to have a guess. But I was curious, what was what was initially your idea? Why did she want to leave? What was her reason? And I'm quite curious about. Yeah, go ahead.
This one I can answer without translating.
Okay.
The reason why she wanted to leave was because the character Jack was a survivor of the World War II, and he suffered from PTSD, and he was violent and drank a lot.
Okay. Oh, that's really interesting.
So she held up for as long as she could, but she just got into her limit, and she decided to leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now that you said it, it gives quite a lot of depth to the story, and I think it would have been amazing if you could have put a bit of hint of that into the story. The part with World War II, it's really adds a lot to the story.
Yeah, we actually wanted to put it, but our time to do it was very limited.
Yeah.
We had to make this animation in 6 to 4 months.
Oh, okay. So not that
the whole thing in 6 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Take it back, Elena. You had a luxury of 7 months for yours.
Wow. Ela foi em 6 meses e 6 pessoas que nós fizemos.
It said 6 months and 6 people.
Wow. Oh, well, there you go.
Impressive.
I take that back, Elena. That's good. No, I think I like the nods to. I mean, there was a bit of Spielberg in there. I thought there was a bit of, there was a lot of there's a bit of Tarantino. I like that. You're obviously a movie fan, because it was the nods to other directors was there. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Lot to it.
Ele disse que ele gostou muito, que tem uma pegada de Tarantino e dos diretores, mostrando que você realmente gosta de cinema.
Falou que eu agradeço muito, e realmente foi diversas influências cinematográficas que a gente pegou para realizar esse curto.
And he said he thanks you for the compliment, and that we really truly went to pick up these references for the movie.
Good. Right, so it's crunch time, Marcus. Shall we announce the winner of the animation category?
Yeah, do you want a drum roll or? Okay. Yeah, up until the last minute, these votes were open, so people could still be voting, so that's good. There's now a clear winner. There is a head above the rest, just. Just making sure I'm not talking nonsense. Do you know, this was the most well represented category, and to be in the top 3, seriously, you did very well against the odds. There were nearly 15,000 marks available between you, and the winner of the animation category is Elena with Vlad the Impaler. Vlad Dracula.
Thank you.
I must admit that we got the most feedback from that as well, from about the artwork, and actually, the more you say it, it's impressive. 7 months. Go on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well done, Ellen. Well done.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I have to say that although I was the head of the production team, also the people who did the sound and the voice actors, and I had a friend who helped me with coloring, so they really helped a lot with helping me, well, at least achieve the deadline for my commission, because that was important. But yeah, it was a group effort, even though we weren't many people working, so it's also thanks to them. So thank you so much.
Brilliant. Well done.
And actually, I have a good news that I thought I would share. when I have a Facebook page, and I put a note on my Facebook page that we've been selected for your festival, and I put the link in the box to send people go and see the animations and vote. And somehow there's a cinema in our country. They have, I don't know how you call it, but you know, a cinema with more locations in the country. It was like a network of cinemas.
A chain.
Like a chain of cinemas. And they offered to screen our short film in their program before the feature films, and that's quite a lot. Yeah, it was a
brilliant.
That's excellent.
And it was because of your festival and people watching and sharing the news, and so thank you.
That's why we exist. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
But like I said again, we have you to thank. Everybody, really, we can't do this without the films. It's nothing without the films. It'd just be me and Gareth eating crisps.